Complacency is one of my biggest fears. That we become complacent about various things that are going on in the world. Complacent that the digital IDs are coming in, for instance, or the CBDCs will soon be the thing, programmed money, in which a government, a tyrannical government, can decide what you buy and what you don't buy, whether you can have a mortgage or not, whether you can eat or not. Although, to be honest with you, whether you get the chance to eat or not is likely to be taken away from you anyway. I've been talking about the stuff that they're spraying in the skies. We know it's going on. The government don't deny it. They know that there is a geoengineering activity, the great dimming of the sky, because this is to save the planet, you know, from that global warming, the man-made global warming, the climate change, the thing that's threatening mankind. Oh yes, we don't want to do this, but it's the last resort. After all, the planet is burning up. Any minute we could all be just turned to smoke. This is the nonsense that you'll get. Although actually you saw the other day when I read out an MP, I think it was Sir Peter Bottomley, who'd replied to one of my viewers and said, no, what you're seeing is chemtrails. Sorry, not you're seeing is contrails, not chemtrails. And even the MPs don't really know. Although I think they actually do. I think they know exactly what's going on, and they're complicit to it. They're the ones that should be up on the scaffold when Judgment Day comes, because they, like the military and like so many who are in control of our lives, it would seem to be wanting to get rid of us. So yesterday I was travelling, and I was having a chat online as I was driving, hands-free, of course, you know, got to obey the rules, to a couple of people associated with the aviation industry. One of them is a pilot, and the other one is a very technical man. These guys, who, by the way, I'm going to get on the show, they work within the industry. They know what's going on, and I had a very informative conversation with them. The worrying thing is, as a result of this conversation, was they were telling me, yes, of course, you know, these chemtrails, they're genuine. They are spraying the skies. They are putting aluminium and various other toxins into the atmosphere. But it's not just what the government want to do in terms of spraying the sky to create a great dimming. No. This is a lot more serious than you think. Now, I don't want to keep putting onto my channel stuff that is fear-mongering, but this is rather frightening, because the part of the agenda, it certainly seems, is to poison the soil, to kill off the food. You kill off the food, you kill off the population. And it does seem that this is, again, part of that agenda to depopulate the world. And this is what they want to do. And when I talk about this, I think this is one of the reasons that I managed to get away with it on the platform that I'm doing, is because they don't mind if I put fear-mongering into the audience, because that's pretty much what they want to do. But I want to make people aware of what's going on. So they are deliberately targeting farmers. I suspected this earlier in the year when we saw so much rain being created, manufactured, so that the crops would fail. But it's worse, because if you start poisoning the soil, this stuff is filtering down, getting into the soil. It's causing chaos on the soil, and then it's poisoning the crops. And even if you go up onto the land, you go, oh, I'm going to get out of it. I'm not going to buy from the supermarkets. I'm going to grow my own. It's going to be organic. It's going to be great. How do you mitigate against what's dropping down onto the food? Even if you have one of these organic veg boxes from one of these big companies that are there providing you with, you know, organic food, how can you mitigate against what's in it that has been in the soil, that's been absorbed by the plants and the food that you have, by the meat that you're eating? How do we mitigate against all of this? How do we prevent ourselves from eating too much heavy metals, aluminium being one of them, causing deliberately a huge swathe of dementia? Well, this has been going on for some time. The people doing this are the military. These are the military fighter pilot, not fighter pilots, but the military pilots that are doing this. There are two companies that do this, and they fly around. The chaps I was talking to yesterday were telling me how clever the apps are now being rewritten and manipulated. So you can get these flight plan apps and see where aeroplanes are supposed to be. But they're not there at all, because these apps are designed to lie to you. So you'll get all the commercial flight and you'll go, oh yeah, there's an aeroplane. Is it over me? Oh yeah, there it is. And then you'll get another aeroplane and it doesn't appear. What is that doing? Oh yeah, look at that. It's spraying something into the sky, dimming the sky, poisoning us one way or another. This is quite scary stuff. You can decide, I don't consent to pay my taxes. You can say, I don't consent to have these people, the police, for example, policing me. You can say, I don't consent to the government. I don't consent to this and that. But how do you not consent to breathing into your body the very poisons that they're spraying across the planet? And it's not only on the land, they're doing it out to sea. Apparently Cornwall at the moment is getting a complete battering. There seems to be something like 20% more attention going around Cornwall. And they're spraying the sea because it's killing off the plankton. And then the plankton dies and turns into this sludge. I don't fully understand it, but that's what I'm being told. And this, of course, is killing the fishing, presumably. This is an attack on our sovereignty, an attack on our lives, and it's got to stop. The military are doing this, which means that the MPs, the government, know exactly what's going on. They are part of this, and yet, of course, they'll go, oh, no, it's nothing to do with us. They could stop it if they wanted to. My fear is that we will get complacent. We're all looking up at the sky and going, oh, look at all those chemtrails in the sky, and we're using the white vinegar and all of this nonsense to try and stop it. But is that really stopping the poisons getting onto the land and onto the food? I don't think it is. This is something that we really have to start taking very seriously. But don't worry, we're going to be distracted by a war with Russia or the Middle East blowing up into something. We're going to be distracted by a financial crash. We'll be distracted left, right and centre. Oh, there's an election coming up. Oh, how exciting. Meanwhile, up in the sky, not on a bank holiday, of course, because the pilots want some time off and the aeroplanes need servicing, and all the time that people are having a bit of a holiday, a bank holiday, they might be looking up and there's that sort of sense that, no, I can't see anything. No, it's blue skies. But once everyone's back at work and distracted again, they'll be there, crisscrossing the skies, have no fear, putting down the poisons so that ultimately they can kill us all off or make us extremely ill, so that, of course, we have to go to Big Pharma and get the necessary pills and the operations and the things to keep the money rolling in as much as they can. This is a worrying time, I admit, and I don't like doing the fit. I want to find solutions. I want to give positive vibes. I want to put people in a great frame of mind. But sometimes it is difficult to say, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. Nothing to see." One of the clever ruses, of course, is they are now saying, of course, that the contrails that you see, the contrails, not chemtrails, they're putting stuff into the aviation fuel, some metal particulates, so that they can say, there is actually a problem in the skies. Do you know what it is? It's the aviation fuel. Perhaps people shouldn't fly. If they stop the flying, which of course is something else they want to do, so that you can't go travelling around the world and explore places and have fun and enjoy yourself and have holidays and those sort of things, they're putting stuff into the aviation fuel, so they'll blame what's coming into the atmosphere and what's landing on the ground and what's landing in our food and that people are getting ill on the stuff that's in the fuel, and they'll say, oh, but there's nothing we can do about that other than let's all stop flying. Well, that is a con, because that is where the con trails are coming in. It's a con. My fear, as I say, is that we get complacent about this because we all feel, well, what can we do? What can we do? We need to jump up and down. We need to make a noise about it. We need that everybody knows what is going on. We need to tell people. That is, I think, at the moment, unless somebody's got another bright idea, that seems to be the solution, that we must make people absolutely aware what's going in the sky, what's happening to us, and the scam that they're telling us that it's just contrails, that it's the fuel, that it's flying aeroplanes. Again, that's like the whole global warming myth and blaming something else. Oh, it's all so clever, isn't it? We'll blame CO2, the gas of life. They don't want you flying. They don't want you going on holiday. They don't want you having high vibrations and enjoying yourselves. So what will they do? They will lie to you. We've got to defeat this. And we will. We will defeat this if we don't get complacent. So that is my message to you. But I will get these pilots up on the show very soon, and we will find out what else is happening. Thanks for watching.